ISIS fighters seen here using weapons seized from the Iraqi army. Parading around on armored tanks, showcasing ISIS's signature black flag, and hauling a massive missile through the streets of seized Iraqi territory.
ISIS is more of a threat to the United States now than al-Qaeda was prior to September 11th.
Based on ISIS videos posted online, experts believe it's possible ISIS could have access to portable air defense systems, which has a range of approximately 10,000 feet, and 37mm anti-aircraft guns with a range of approximately 27,000 feet, high enough to bring down one of the U.S. planes dropping humanitarian relief. The Navy jets involved with airstrikes fly at around 40,000 feet. On Friday, the FAA banned U.S. flights over Iraq, citing the potentially hazardous situation created by the armed conflict.
Not long ago, ISIS was just another radical terrorist organization seeking to change the world to fit their bloody needs. In what seems like a mere matter of seconds on a historic scale, they have become much more. Flushed with cash and financial power from taking control of oil fields, emboldened with a fleeing Iraq army before them and taking what they want when they want it, and now their latest transgression against humankind. The reported killing of every single Christian they encounter, even if it means cutting off the heads of children. What is the world, not just the Obama administration, prepared to do? Let's welcome into MidPoint, President of the Iraqi Christian Relief Council, Juliana Taimoorazy joins us. Julia, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
Juliana, unfortunately, I have to start here with something that is very graphic, but it is, again, to add what I just said here a few moments ago. A story in the National Review Online. People beheaded for their faith, women and young girls sexually violated, whole families wantonly slaughtered in cold blood. We hear these stories. To your best knowledge, how much of these are true?
Most of the reports you're reading are true. These are happening in Syria as well as in Iraq. This is nothing new for us Iraqi Christians in Iraq. Iraqi Christians are the Assyrians of the land, where the indigenous people of that land. This has been going on, Ed, since 2003. But unfortunately, or fortunately, now it's getting some traction. The crucifixions that have happened, they are accurate. The ISIS gives the Iraqi Christians three options. You convert to Islam, you pay jizya, which is a protection tax that non-Muslims have to pay during war, or leave. And if they refuse to leave, this is their fate. They are killed.
I'm going to ask a question here that was posed in the newsroom earlier, and it certainly comes out to perhaps trying to fool your captors, the people that are involved here, knowing full well the Christians are very deep into their faith. But when they are faced with this sort of a decision, what's the possibility of faking it? And I hate to use that phraseology, but I'm going to try here. People say, why don't you just fake it, wait until they leave, and then run, try to save your life? Is that not happening, or is that not an option?
You know, there are the reports say between 5 to 10 families have converted to Islam in Mosul, and those are the only former Christians who are left in that city. A lot of them are people who are elderly and they're unable to leave, or they've wanted to really keep what they've worked for all their lives. But majority of people don't even want to fake it. They really rather be homeless, live in parks and open areas than convert to Islam.
Would they rather die for their faith?
Yes, there are many. There have been many clergy members, we actually have an archbishop who was killed. He was poisoned through his nostrils in 2008, Archbishop Faraj Rahu of Mosul. His body was found on the side of the road. There have been many clergy members who've been beheaded, cut into pieces, their bodies spread around their churches strategically to send a loud and clear message that Christianity is not welcome in Iraq anymore. The need is great, Ed.
You mentioned that this has been going on for some time. Has it gotten worse since ISIS has moved out of Syria and into Iraq? Or some of the things that you're telling us here, were they simply just the unfortunate day-to-day persecutions that the Christians were undergoing?
See, since 2003, these atrocities have been happening to our people. Prior to 2003, we had about 1.5, 1.6 Assyrian Christians living in Iraq. Today, we have less than 400,000 left. 200,000 of whom are IDPs, internally displaced persons. So over 1 million people have become homeless because of these atrocities. Have the things gotten worse since ISIS? Absolutely. ISIS wants to create a caliphate in Iraq. It has done so. It has done so in northern part of Syria, and they have reached the shores of Lebanon. And today, Ed, the report said that they actually seized a small town close to the Iranian and Iraqi border. And I have to tell you about the airstrikes. The plea is from the leadership in Iraq to President Obama not to focus only on the U.S. interest around Erbil. They want to eliminate ISIS. So the leadership in Iraq is asking America to be more aggressive with these airstrikes. And also, I would really, at some point in this interview, would like to focus on what is the long-term strategy for creating a safe zone in the Nineveh Plain area for our people, not only the Christians, but also minorities, and what is the immediate need that we need to focus on.
I wanted you to be able to say that, but with about a minute or so that I have left, I have to ask you a very difficult question. Christians certainly believe in life. They believe in not killing someone. Murder is against the Ten Commandments. You just said eliminate. You used that word. As tough as it may be, would the Christians there and the people in your organization not be happy, but would want to see, whether it's America, the United Nations, someone go into Iraq and kill ISIS, kill them and get them out of there to allow them to allow Christians to return to their home? Because that would seem to be the only way to get this done, is to kill someone.
You know, you are correct. As Christians, yes, absolutely. We don't want to kill. We don't want to massacre people. But these individuals are really creating a very difficult environment for even Muslims, other minorities to live in. And this has reached the shores of Sydney, Australia. It has gone to Germany. This is not only going to be contained in Iraq or Syria. It is going to be a worldwide problem. It's not an American problem. It's not an Iraqi problem. It is a worldwide problem. And we have to do something about that.
I got about 25 seconds left. What can people do who are watching us right now?
IraqiChristianRelief.org. Please go to the website. Please donate. We need clean water. We need food. We need blankets, mattresses. There are a lot of reports that you can read on the website. And also the United Nations, America, they have to come up with a strategy to create a safe zone in the Nineveh Plain area for all minorities, not only the Assyrian Christians.
They need to pay attention. That's basically what it is. Juliana Taimoorazy, thank you so much for joining us. We will be in touch.
Thank you so much.
All right, a reminder, just one other thing here. On a CNN interview last week, an individual there said there's actually a park in Mosul that they have actually beheaded children and put their heads on a stick. And that is the ISIS terrorists. Next hour here on MidPoint, unraveling the mystery that remains Richard Nixon. And after the break, why Americans have no room to whine when they elect someone of questionable character. Because they didn't ask questions. We do, every day, here on MidPoint.